The Supreme Court is about to make some big decisions that could change how things work in the United States. Some of these decisions are about former President Trump and if he can be held responsible for his decisions while in office. This question matters a lot because it could decide if Trump faces any charges for trying to change the results of the 2020 election. Another big issue the Supreme Court is looking at is about social media. Many people think that social media sites like Facebook and X, which used to be called Twitter, are not fair to conservative voices. Missouri and Louisiana are arguing that the Biden administration pushed these companies too hard to remove information it didn't like, especially about COVID-19 and the elections. They say this is a violation of free speech. In addition to these cases, the court is also looking at the power of federal agencies. For years, a rule called the Chevron Doctrine allowed federal experts to interpret laws, but many conservatives think this gives too much power to bureaucrats. If the court changes this rule, it could make it harder for federal agencies to enforce important regulations, such as those that protect the environment and consumer safety. The court is also going to decide on a case related to the opioid crisis. Purdue Pharma, a company owned by the Sackler family, is trying to use bankruptcy to avoid paying more than $6 billion for its role in the opioid epidemic. The Biden administration wants to stop this plan because they think it's not fair to the victims. How the court decides this could affect many people and their families. One controversial topic is abortion. Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, many states have made very strict laws about abortion. Now the court is looking at a case from Idaho to decide if doctors must provide emergency care for pregnant women, even if it goes against the state's strict abortion laws. This decision could impact how hospitals treat women all over the country. Finally, the court will also look at homelessness. In Grants Pass, Oregon, there's a rule that stops homeless people from sleeping outside. Some think this is too harsh and not fair to people who don't have anywhere else to go. The court will decide if this rule is cruel and unusual punishment, which is important because many cities have similar rules. These decisions are all happening right before the 2024 presidential election, where President Biden and former President Trump will face off again. What the Supreme Court decides could have a big impact on the campaign and on our country.